This is the third part of the one note at a time improvisation exercise. The first part focused on just playing white notes, one note per hand, allowing space, listen to how sounds build up, and enjoy the juxtaposition of the harmonies and the vibrations created in the air by combining different pitches. And as always, use your ear to know when to clear the pedal when it starts to get sounding muddy. Part 2 looked at the black notes, which is a smaller set of pitches and has its own characteristic sounds and intervals. And then we talked about creating some form or contrast by doing something on the white notes, contrasting with the black notes, and coming back to the white, or some pattern like that. So now I'd like to introduce dissonance by using both white and black at the same time. Now, you can do this very freely, but if you conceive of it as a white note collection against a black note collection, then you're not just playing anything. It's not just chromatic notes, which is, where we're going. But I mean, even to start out, if you wanted part of your improvisation to sound dissonant, you could focus white notes in one hand and black notes in the other, and all of a sudden it opens up all these new sounds for you. So and then you could switch white in the left hand, black in the right. You could go back and forth. So there I was thinking of pairs of a white note and a black note and just alternating them between the hands. So now there are lots of things you could do to create an improvisation, and using different intervals and colors and levels of dissonance. For example, I don't plan out my improvisations like this when I'm actually doing it, but for right now, let's imagine we start on the white notes, and then one hand will shift to black notes, which will become a dissonant between the two. And then maybe the other hand will switch to black notes. So then it will be constant again, but it'll be the black note collection. And then maybe one comes back to white, and the other comes back to white. And maybe at the very end, we have a little bit of white with a little bit of clash, and a little bit of white and a little bit of clash to end, to give us sort of like a pulsation of consonance, dissonance, and back. So let me try doing a little bit of that. So I'm going to do white with one hand moving to black to create dissonance, resolving both hands to black, one back to white, both back to white, and then towards the end, as I play a wash of sound going up, I'm going to do some white notes with some black notes, and then resolving and ending on white notes. So here we go. So as you become more comfortable with thinking in these ways, you can start doing more than just a single finger with a single note. And I think I did some of that there just because I was letting my hands kind of just play. So you can start using little patterns, I mean, essentially you're playing one note at a time in each hand. And it opens up lots of possibilities for you. There are going to be many more videos exploring different ways of using these and combining them and developing them, and many other things as well. If you try this, and I encourage you to, please share your experience. Either write a comment about it, or even better, make a video or audio recording and post a link to it. I'd love for people to just feel free to share their explorations at the piano. If there's anything you want to learn about in improvisation, or if I mentioned something here that I used a term you didn't know, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to address that in a future video. I have many, many more videos planned on the way, so if you know anyone who wants to learn to improvise, please share the channel with them. And thank you so much for watching and listening.